right, Steve, I got the drama. So here is last week, Jess, you weren't here. We had talked a little bit about, Steve had a question about whether or not like an entertainer that you like, if they do something stupid, like they step in it, whether or not it ruins all of the work, like all their portfolio of work for you. Like you can't like watch anything anymore with them in it. So funnily enough, I think I got caught up on something that happened in like kind of the streaming world. So there's a streamer, Jess, who is like, she's kind of fun to watch and I'm subscribed to her and I can't remember how long I've been watching her. And then there's this other streamer, she just changed her name to Beats. So she's like this DJ and she's just hilarious to watch. She plays good music and she's jib jabbing with chat and everybody's making fun. It's good times, right? So apparently I found out on TikTok, as you do, about the
primary news source for America and the world.
Right.
The world.
So apparently Jess, one of her things is that she's like empowering and uplifting of women streamers. But apparently in a DM with somebody was completely trashing Beats and being like very mean. And one of the other things that Jess is somewhat accused of is kind of using the LGBTQ plus streaming community for like her own personal gain. So she tried to put together a thing where those types of streamers would give like a 30 to 90 second like video and then she would put it all together and it was supposed to be, I don't know the exact details behind it. So these are the two accusations. One is that she's taking advantage of people, marginalized people for her own gain. And the other one is that she's mean and that she's not actually, really all about empowering women streamers.
Interesting.
Yes. And so I'm like, well, I don't know that they're not bad enough where I immediately am like, oh, done with that, right? Like not going to watch her anymore. And it was funny because I'd watched one of Beats streams and I came in like an hour late and they're like, well, we talked, there was a bunch of chatting that we did. We talked about this thing for like 40 minutes and I'm like, what did you talk about? Like, is someone going to catch me up? No. But it was that. And so then a couple of days later, I went back and watched her piece on it. And Jess has been, I don't follow her on Twitter. I don't want to go to Twitter where this all kind of came out. She's been radio silent on everything.
Mm-hmm.
No, she has not streamed in almost 2 weeks. I'm not sure if she's talking about it on Twitter. Supposedly she'd issued a non-apology apology. More of a I got busted apology.
I got caught. So what if she comes back in like 2 months? Like she lays low, she comes back and she like redeems herself. Like she is like pro women's rights or whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing is it could just be a mistake due to immaturity. It could just be, like I said something, I didn't like this person, instead of just being honest about not liking this person and staying away from them, like I trashed them in DMs. Don't have like, so that's where I'm at, is like, I don't know that it's not bad enough where I look at them and I'm like, oh no, I can't like support them. I can't watch anything that they do anymore. That's not where it's at yet. Cause it's just, none of it's like bad enough, right? It's not like Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's all about the redemption. Like people can do bad things. It's just about how they come back. And if they come back the same douchebag, asshole, bitchy type person, then yeah, they're gonna lose their fan base. But if they come back as like a better person, learn from it, people have big hearts and they have big compassion. So I don't know. It's all about the comeback.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. That's kind of what I'm doing, is just, well, let's wait and see what her side of the story is and see what happens, see if she just owns up to it or, yeah.
I mean, look at Tom Cruise, man. There was a time where everyone hated Tom Cruise for jumping on Oprah's couch.
His over-exuberance about his love that would last forever with Katie Holmes.
Yes.
Until she got sick of his shit.
But no, everyone still loves him.
That was weird.
Scientologist buddies.
Yeah. It's all about the comeback.
Yeah. So Steve had, I think we talked, like, I didn't really have anybody that was like that for the most part. Like, I didn't think there were really any entertainers that I was like, yeah, no, I can't watch anything they do anymore or anything like that.
Yeah, and I think I alluded to Ryan Adams, the musician, who would basically hear an up-and-coming female artist and say, hey, I'll help you. You know, I really like your stuff. Hey, let's get together. Why don't you come to my hotel room? And they'd show up and he'd be in the nude and basically expecting them to go to bed with him. And if they didn't, then he absolutely wouldn't help them and he'd ghost them.
Oh.
That's bad.
Yeah.
And there were multiple people who reported this, and he, of course, took the brunt of that, as he should, and had tours canceled, and he feels he is a victim of cancel culture. And I'm like, make amends. And the one interview I read, and maybe there's more out there, but the one interview I read, I'm like, I don't think you've learned anything from this.
Yep.
So
the me, or the victim, like that. People
it was all taken out of context, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's not much to take out of context if somebody shows up and you're naked in your hotel room.
Yeah, there is no context.
Yep.
I know. Okay, I need you guys' help. So.
Lean in.
Like, the girls. Okay, so last week I get a text message from ex-husband, their dad, and he said, hey, Christmas schedules are not working out for me this year, so we have plans Friday morning. Is that okay if I have the girls on Thursday night? It'd be easier. And like, of course, that is just fine. Sorry to hear that Christmas is not working out for you. And just tonight, Reese texts Dad and says, I'm staying at Mom's house. And I said, no, you're not, honey. I go, I have plans tonight. She's like, but we're supposed to be here. I go, I know, but you're not. And I made plans. Like, what, with who? I'm like, with my boyfriend and my friends. You'd much rather hang out with them than me. I'm like, honey, no, I would love to hang out with you, but I made plans. I was not supposed to have you. And so then X sends me a text saying, oh, I heard the girls are staying overnight. I will pick them up tomorrow at 9:30. I said, no, I told Reese I had plans tonight. Let me figure out my night and I'll get back to you. I come home because I had to pick up dinner, and I'm like, Reese, I have plans. You're going to Dad's after my podcast. We're gonna get out of here. And she's like, oh, you don't love me, do you? You'd much rather be with your friends. Nope, I do love you, but I do have plans, and we're sticking to them. Like, we planned this a week ago. And then I get a message from my ex saying, hey, I have plans tonight. I will drop them off at your house at 9. He goes, wow, okay.
But that was the plan, was for them to go over there tonight.
Am I in the wrong?
No, it's not fair to him. Like, as a dad and a parent that splits time, it's not fair to him to change it the last minute like that.
Last week, and it was my time, and I never make plans on my time with the girls.
Right. So he made a request.
Yeah.
You accommodated that.
Yeah.
Very easily. Like, sure, no problem. and then somehow it has turned into your problem for, I don't even know how to describe this, but it's this gets back to an episode we had like a year ago where like you say what you're gonna do and you do what you say, and you don't switch to plan B because something better comes along. You stick with it.
Yes.
And
This is a bit different though, because the kid is the one saying, I don't want to do that.
The kids are the one now saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, this morning at 9, like when they woke up, like, okay, girls, I'll drop you off at 8. They're like, no, 9. No, 8. No, 9. Okay, fine, 8:30. We'll compromise. So we already fought about it this morning.
But didn't they know already?
Yes.
Okay.
I told them yesterday, I told them this morning, I told them 3 days ago, because I knew last minute it was going to be an issue.
So why do you think why do you think your daughter is being challenging about this?
Because I moved her from her main room since she had a baby to her basement. She now has the basement room, and I painted it, I decorated it all day today. Like, it is pristine. Her new bedroom is perfect. And so she really wants to sleep in her new bedroom.
So that's it.
Yes.
She's just using this other stuff as an excuse.
Yes.
Okay.
And I get it. She has a new bedroom. Like, she wants to
I
sleep.
like how there's no buildup in the psychological warfare. It's just like right to the top. Just like, you don't love me, I guess. Like, there's no escalation.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You'd much rather hang out with that, Mom.
She double digits?
Yes, she's 12.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In middle school. Yeah? No.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That tracks. 100%.
And so then her younger sister, who's like, yeah, you don't love me, Mom. I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm torn as a mom because divorce guilt is a real thing. And I've always said I will choose my girls over everybody. But like, I was supposed to have them, but now I'm not. But now I am? Like...
So then you would take them tomorrow morning?
Yes. So then, no, he would pick them up tomorrow morning at 9:30. That's another thing. I was like, well, I wanted to sleep in. I didn't want kids.
Yeah, and the request was from him to pick them up tonight and have them overnight. Yeah.
But his plans changed. So now...
Okay, so
when did he communicate that his plans changed?
He never did. Just like...
Yeah.
When he said, I'll pick the girls up tomorrow at 9:30, that was him communicating like, oh, okay, I really don't need them at 8 a.m. like I originally said. And so it'd be easier for me to have them overnight.
Yeah, okay. So the original plan he requested was to get them tonight,
Yep.
have them spend the night, and then all day tomorrow or whatever.
Yep, and
then
tomorrow is normal.
And
right?
then the girls messaged him and were like, we don't want to go over there tonight. And then he was like,
sweet.
Thought about it and was like, cool, make my plans. And then that's it. Like that, it really bothers me when adults try to make plans with kids. That really pisses me off.
It's my biggest pet peeve about all of this. I have fought, I have requested, I had kindly asked, like
you get a text message.
Now I get the wow.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So you get a text message from a kid, and then based on that, you don't communicate with the other adult that you made the request to and like validate that it's okay or anything. And you're just like, cool, this 12-year-old told me that I can do whatever I want, so I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
No. No. Jason, no.
This is the, okay. Okay, sorry, I'm texting now. And now I'm all worked up.
But yeah, Agreed. That puts you in a bad position. Someone's going to be mad, and I don't know if it matters who it is. I mean, obviously, like, what are you going to do? Piss your ex off even more? Like, really?
To do what? Like, he
Right.
was supposed to have the girls tonight.
Right. Yeah, if it's about a room, I'd be, no, you're going. Two, like, if there was something deeper, maybe, but
it would have to be something
right.
really, really important.
And it's like courtesy, I think, in the co-parenting dynamic that they made a request and you were flexible, and that's how it goes.
I'm very freaking flexible. Well, not very. Somewhat. Okay, I'm over it. So, thank you for validating that I'm not crazy.
You're not crazy about that.
Correct. I agree.
No, you have that's a very legitimate gripe you could have about that. Where, dude, you asked.
Yeah.
I accommodated. Now you're changing it on a whim without communicating or asking.
Yeah.
Bogus.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing I can add. She never asked.
Mm-hmm.
Does it amaze you that people go through life like that? Like, that there are adults that just don't behave like adults?
I think it used to, for me, like it used to really put a bee in my bonnet. And now I just roll my eyes and go, whatever.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm asking, like, does it surprise you still? Like, not do you get upset about it? Which is why I've, like, Steve, we talk about this every time I bring it up, right? Where you're always you like to assume that people are ignorant. And I'm past that, and right, and now it's just malicious to me. It's like I could, after so many ignorant times, doing it on purpose.
Sometimes it definitely crosses into maliciousness. Most of the time, it's just incompetence. Like, I didn't even think about it that way. Really? Yeah, but I think a lot of people don't.
I don't.
What's wild to me are the ones that, like, they never think about, like, if something happens again, like they didn't learn the first time, but it just keeps happening and they just keep doing it the same way.
It's called the crazies.
So, I was going to cite an example from work, but I'm not sure I want to talk about that.
You can cut it out if you want.
Sure, I'll keep it vague enough. So this coworker does these database deployments and conversions. And when it comes to going to prod, our team is assured, yep, we got this. I've got it. It'll be fine. And during the production deployment, something blows up, and it's, 5-alarm fire, and everybody's trying to get it worked out, and then eventually it gets worked out. And then the next time we do one, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the third time, same thing. So now we're like, all right, fool me once,
Shame
fool
on
me,
you.
fool me twice or three times. Now, we should document this process and work through it all together and make sure we all agree on the process and have it written out. And the person really took umbrage at the idea of documenting the process. And you could feel the tension rising in the meeting, and The meeting ended. We had another meeting a couple days later, perhaps giving the person enough time to reevaluate, and then finally got everything documented. But it was kind of one of those things, is this incompetence, or are you just, or I think I chalked it up to, I don't want to document what I do because this is job security.
Yep.
But
somebody else knows what I do.
Yeah, but like, none of us want to do his job. I don't want to do it. Nobody else here wants your job. We just want to make sure we're following some thing so that we don't look like incompetent bozos come production.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
But wasn't it this person that was doing it wrong?
Yep.
Yeah, so the way that I would take their resistance towards documenting it is accountability. Like, because then, and the other thing is like, that's malicious. You screwed up your one job 4 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
How is that not malicious? And then when people are like, hey, maybe you're just forgetting some stuff, let's just write it all down, and they get all bent out of shape about it. No. Someone's playing games.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Okay.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like people don't get it and they're lazy. Is incompetence the same as lazy?
Could be.
Because I've heard people say, well, that's malicious. They're doing this intentionally, or they're actually doing this. I don't know very many people who have that type of anger or heart or like intent to do something like that. Like,
yeah, I agree. In this case, I don't think his intent was to have it fail, because
correct.
Ultimately he had to be the one to fix it anyway.
Exactly. Like,
so it's causing him more angst and strife and extra time than anybody else.
Yeah, that's where my head's at with this scenario. Is I don't think his intention behind it. He was just lazy, incompetent, not thinking. Like, just
one time, sure. 2 times, maybe. More than that. And then resistance to solutions. It's on purpose.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I think it was I think the resistance to document it was a defense mechanism to preserve one's hold on their job. If I document it, anybody can do this.
What? They can't even do it though.
Good point.
Like,
if I document it, yeah.
It'd be different if they were, because here's another one. Tell me if you guys have run into this. So this is mostly going to be for larger organizations, because you're going to have different teams that are doing development work, and then you're going to have this overarching architecture group. So tell me if this sounds familiar to you guys. Architecture group lets insane things fly into production, knowing that it's going to fail, so that they can solve it and be the hero. I've seen that a number of times. Like, and you can only catch them when like you call out like, this is gonna break, and then they're like, that's fine. Which is, I mean, I don't know, kudos to them for being honest, I guess. I don't.
But that's a strategy. Let it fail so that leadership sees the big problem, or someone makes a change. Like, it's gonna fail, so I'm gonna allow for it because I'm sick of fighting and fighting and fighting. It just needs to fail, and I'm over it.
Could be. Or it could be, but this way I get to look like the hero who came in and solved it.
See,
that's how I've seen it, because that's exactly what happened. Because then they would come in and fix it, and then everybody's like, oh my gosh, bow down to this great architect. Some of us are like, nah. He's sitting on a pipe, guys. Like, come on, he's not floating.
Well, I think I'm in a really good mood, and I believe everyone has good intentions.
I'm assuming positive intent is great. Absolutely. I think that's the default. All I'm saying is after, when there's a pattern, then it's not, then there's a problem, and to me it becomes malicious. And maybe you guys are thinking that malicious is a very harsh word. It's not harsh. It's not harsh to me. It just, when I say malicious, I mean it's intentional. It's on purpose now.
Got it. No, I hear you. I agree to that. I just don't want to put it out there.
Yeah, I would say definitely my definition of malicious is different than what you were thinking.
Yes.
Could be
Because I
intentional.
think malicious is malice, which is basically evil. And I don't look at that as being evil. That's just head scratching.